Right, let's run round up the nutter. Well, I think that must be about time. Guys, yes, it's 10 p.m. So what could this mean? It is another edition of the AFC TV, y'all. Put your hands together. Put your blunts in the sky. Raise the alcohol in the air. Danny AFC TV is here. Guys, welcome back to the channel as always. Do like and keep subscribing. If anyone happens to be new out there, please get a massive like on the video and do be subscribing also. Guys, there is a bunch of news to get through today. Some of it will make sense to Arsenal fans, the real ones, genuine Arsenal fans like me and probably you. And some will probably not make sense to you. I'm going to credit WB to the first rumour of today, Raheem Sterling to Manchester United. The only way on God's green earth I could ever see such a silly thing happening is if Chelsea give him away for free. The only way I see Manchester United signing Raheem Sterling on his very silly and exaggerated wages is if Chelsea were to do the forbidden thing and just rip up his contract. Now, the problem is, I see Raheem Sterling play for Arsenal last year. And I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to be real with you about this Raheem Sterling guy. He's sort of done with football. But the other problem is, he's got 2 years left on a stunning contract. And not many people, I suppose, are going to give up such a stunning contract. Guys, can anyone hear the massive fan that I have blowing? It's blowing on beautiful Thierry's face. So, Stephen, and Stephen. I'm just going to say Stephen. Guys, do we like and do we subscribing? Anyone having trouble finding the links there? I got told a couple of days, or the last couple of days, when I tried to find you at 10 p.m, bros, like, it said you wasn't live, but then I looked later and you was live. Like, is there any haterage going on my channel, guys? Is people finding me as they should, as normal? Let clock go away from me. As they should. I'm just turning on my TV actually, because I did have. Well, I actually did. I'm lying. I had YouTube on for the little man. Thierry is just in front of me, having a little kip. I thought he was going to be awake for the live because he was awake until 9:45 p.m. and then Thierry decided, you know what? I need a little kip, Dad. And he's decided to go kip. Don't worry, I'll get him back up after the stream because at 11 p.m. tonight we have another game. So let's check the Club World Cup scores first of all today. And then, fuck off! This dog just moving the fucking desk. Has Inter Miami held on? So Palmeiras 2, Al Ahly 0. Go on, Palmeiras. I'm fancying a couple of these Brazilian teams, not to win it, but they're going to impress. Inter Miami 2, FC Porto 1. That's America versus Portugal. Yeah, the league where Victor Gokres scores millions of goals, yeah, just got done by an American team. Let that one process into your heads when everyone thinks Gokres is great. 11 p.m. is the Seattle Sounders versus Atletico Madrid. And we've already missed El Ain today against Juventus, 5-0. Kenan Yildiz scored a banger. And at 2 a.m., you have Paris Saint-Germain versus Befutugo. If little man's awake and everything, who knows? I won't go live for the 11 o'clock one, so I'll just jump off the stream. But at 2 a.m, if I'm still lingering and my little man's awake, we're going live for PSG at 2 a.m. So, guys, do be liking and subscribing. Who's with me? Shout out to WB, the only person who's made a comment in the stream. I need to wrap up a wee zoo. Loco, why are you looking at me like a stalker? And yeah, guys, double swoop on Chelsea Football Club, guys. Now, I'm sure we all know Kepa is number one. Who is the second footballer? Now, you know I made a couple of predictions, Neto and Cuckoo. Unbelievably, it isn't Neto and Cuckoo. Not yet. Wait till more the last week of the transfer window. Talking of the last week of the transfer window, I got tipped off about something else. Where is it? Have I not written it down? The Alexander Isak link to Liverpool today and a winger, Rafael Leao, and Nico Williams has stunned me to my foundations. It appears Liverpool are not done with Kirkes, Florian Wirtz at £116.5 million. Klopp must be slightly gutted. Like, he couldn't get Bellingham because they said they couldn't make that investment in one player. Now they're paying 116 mil. I get it, it's on tick. It's like a drug deal. That's bothering me now because I'm sure I wrote it down. But Thomas Partey, guys, it looks like he's on his way from Arsenal now. He did send out an Instagram post. I'm an Arsenal fan. London is the most incredible city in the world. But I have to do right by me and my family. Now, all I can calculate that is Arsenal have offered him a lot less terms, a lot less wages than his previous £200 grand a week contract at Arsenal Football Club. I think it's bollocks to let Thomas Partey go, and you're signing a geezer who's got a £51 million release clause, probably for about £65 million, so you can do it like a drug deal on tick. And we're signing this Martin Zubimendi. What disturbs me more, I believe with all my heart that Skelly is actually a better left-footed central midfielder than Martin Zubimendi, and he's definitely more adaptable to this country, the climate, and the food that you eat in this country. True Miles Lewis Skelly is English. So, guys, first of all, if we're paying 65 million for Martin Zubimendi, with Skelly knocking around, is it a necessary deal? I reckon Skelly is the equal of Zubimendi easily. Zubimendi is not that good. He's going to take time to acclimatise to English football. He's going to be like Mourinho. He's going to take his time. He's going to need to settle in. And all the while, Skelly hasn't signed a new deal, and he's the better footballer. I believe Skelly has been told he's a left-back going forward in his Arsenal career. Madueke linked to Arsenal. Bruvs, that's not the worst one to be linked to Arsenal. Shouts out to you, Craigie. Shouts out to you. Thierry is in the building. He fell asleep at 9:45. Our German correspondent is here. Brother, with Arsenal, nothing's done. Because I do promise you right now, and this is a telephone, I'm sure you can identify this. If Real Madrid or Barcelona, and they won't do it. I'm just saying, if Real Madrid or Barcelona were to jump on the old dog on bone, that means phone, yeah? If they jumped on the old telephone and said, Zubi, we want you, Zubi doesn't even talk to Arsenal again for the rest of the summer, bros. He turned down Liverpool last year, who 8, 9 months later, 10 months later at tops, went on to win the fucking league title. The English premium, the premier of leagues. Exactly. So this is what I'm just explaining to our German correspondent. The deal is not done. My prediction is, which I made last night, he will let us know early within mid-ish July. I don't reckon the deal is done. I don't reckon he's agreed nothing. I think everyone knows what the score is. I think everyone realizes it's going to be more like 65 million pounds on tick. We all put maybe 25 down. Is he better than Lewis Skelly in the central midfield? But Zubimendi is not done. Sesko, I believe, will get done, bros. But the fees that I'm hearing, £88.5 million in order to do it on a drug deal basis, like you're getting your product on tick. Obviously, we'll have to lay out something as a deposit, let's say. Do you know what I mean? You want a couple of kilos of Sesko, you're going to have to put £25 million down for them kilos of Sesko. For his right leg. We're buying his right leg, first of all, 25 million down. And fuck knows. Word on road is it will not cost you more than 62, 65 mil if you was to stump up cash money. Simple as that. But Arsenal are playing the long game with Sesko, hoping Chelsea, Man United, or no other fucker across Europe comes in for him. Thomas Partey, such a shame. It looks like he's exiting Arsenal. He says he loves London. It's an extraordinary city. But I have to do right by me and my family. Zubimendi. We've explained it. We've exhausted it. It isn't done. He knows the offer on the table from Arsenal. I think pretty much like Sesko. Sesko has been offered 250 grand a week at Arsenal on a 5-year contract. The thing is, we haven't agreed with the club. It's very well talking to agents and sort of knowing what the player wants. But then if you're on the phone boring the fucking life out of the poor bastard selling club, it starts making things a little awkward. And then another club comes along. They get the hump. Liverpool. Suarez bid, 40 million plus a quid. You know what I mean? I don't believe it is Gyökeres. Gyökeres, I'm hearing, yeah, but it was a little bit late before I got onto this stream. Apparently sending out a couple of like shots to Arsenal, like bang, bang. Agents, everyone, everything was kind of agreed and you've backed up to go for Sesko. I think he kind of feels dark, like they kind of mugged him, kept him saying like, yeah, you're our number one choice, you're our number one choice. Berta wants you. but they weren't really interested. When Sporting Lisbon a few days ago, basically the president, the chairman of the club said, no one in world football, let alone a Saudi club, a team from the Premier League, in the 2 years we've owned him, no one has made a bid for him. And all he did comment was, he goes, listen, only me and Benjamin knows what was said in that meeting. He goes, I'm not going to say the fee, but I promised him he wouldn't have to go for 84 million, his release clause. Basically, he was getting pissed off. Everyone's saying it's going to be 60 million pounds to get Gyökeres out of Portugal. He goes, listen, only me and Benjamin know this, only know the figure I put on it. He hasn't said he won't sell him. He hasn't said he won't keep to his word. He just says he wishes people to stop telling him what the price is that he's going to sell Sesko at. And yeah, hinting that he's already done him a favour by saying he doesn't have to go for 84 mil. Brother, we know this. Not off your face tonight, Danny. No, not at all. Thierry's in the building. My son's here. So, nah. Well behaved today, girl. Well behaved. Because Thierry's here. Thierry's here. Thierry's here. So, nah, pegs. This Lucien Agomi. I haven't really seen too much of him. Is he better than Lewis Skelly? Is he better than everyone's second mate, Mourinho? Is he better than Thomas Partey? He might be 10 years his fucking younger. I still think it's worth keeping Thomas Partey for a season, especially when Zubimendi is going to let me down. He's going to be another one of them ones, yeah? Won't have an injury in his career. He's going to come to Arsenal, bang, 3 months out after 3 Premier League games. He's going to find it ever so difficult battling with Chelsea one week. Caicedo and Lavea kicking the absolute shit out of him. He's a bit lightweight, brothers. He's a bit Fabio Vieira-ish for me. Nope. What do you think of Lucien Uy? Again, I don't know it factually. So London is the best city in the world. He's never wanted to play for any other club apart from Arsenal. He supported Arsenal as a child. He's put this all out on Instagram and Twitter and whatnot. So basically, all I can do, the 1 + 1 is he earns 200 grand a week until the end of the month. I believe Arsenal probably offered him 100 grand a week for another year. I believe he wants the full money that he was earning last year, considering it was his best season. So I reckon, therefore, he will end up leaving. But if Arsenal was to say, listen, we'll give you a year deal on the same money as last year, I reckon Thomas Partey stays for another year. Thomas Partey is leaving. Possibly. Again, nothing done yet. He loves London. Word on road is, me and you know why, Cosby, apparently he's not in a rush to go back to Spain. He's already played there. There's been no attractive offers from Saudi, as far as I know it. So Thomas Partey, yeah. Looks like he could be on his way, but nothing's done. Good evening, Hussein. Good evening to you, Daniel He, WB, anyone else up in the stream. All the real ones. Shouts out to even Peggy Mitchell. Shouts out to Craig, my brother. UE, if I haven't said his wonderful name. UE thinks it's Gyökeres. Well, I've heard Gyökeres and his team and his camp are pissed. They're like, well, you played us along. You said you wanted us with agreed terms, but you won't bid with my club. So I just can't see it being Gyökeres. I don't know why. I think Man United are going to flirt with Hugo and Tika, everyone, but they're going to end up getting Victor. Palestine will be free from the river to the sea. Was there last night, wasn't it? Yeah, but I wasn't off my face last night. I was actually just in a massively hot mood, overly hyped mood. I think it was the weather. I think it just melted me. I wasn't off my nut last night. You clearly don't know me, do you, pegs? If this happens, we're just going to fuck this club. If which bit happens, Craigie, sorry, my brother. Who was we talking about? Thomas Partey. I don't know, bros. I think we've got a better central midfielder who's a left-footed central midfielder that we're trying to buy. Zubimendi. I think Skelly's better than him. I think Skelly would have signed a new deal at Arsenal if he had been in contention to be a central midfielder next season. Shit. I don't know. Do you know what I reckon, bros? I've been told that Arsenal and Chelsea, because allegedly, apparently, this Mark Gahey is a little bit Ben White-ish. Not saying he's scared to go out the country or la. Basically, it's like he doesn't even want to move out of London, bros. I'm not ruling out Man City if they're coming for him or Man United. Allegedly, it kind of is the sort of go to Arsenal, great team, or go back to your boyhood team, Chelsea Football Club. Now, if Chelsea don't come in for Mark Gahey, I don't know. If Palace agree a deal with Osman Diamonde in the coming days, I've been told Palace, I've told certain clubs like Arsenal and Chelsea that Mark Gahey is now available, not for 55 million, that which they rejected from Newcastle last summer. He has entered the last year of his contract and he'll be available for 40 million pounds. I reckon he shouldn't go for more than 32.5, 35 million pounds. But 40, Mark Gahey, never really seen him play left back, but I take it he's a bit more agile, probably a bit more smaller in height than Diamonde, because I reckon we didn't go after him because he probably isn't left back material. I reckon he doesn't like Calafiori at left back no more. God knows what happens to him, especially if Mark Gahey come in and never left-footed centre back, Gabriel left-footed centre back. Where does Calafiori feature? Play when you play. He's Nigerian, bruv. Hey, he would slap you in your face for such a stupid comment. He wouldn't have that, bruv. Evening, Victor. Zubimendi, going to meet GoPros, or do you go? Bruv, if we can't do Nico Williams at 49 mil, what makes you think we'll do this geezer at almost double? Just saying, like 90 mil. And I'd rather buy Arda than Rodrigo. Rodrigo's one of them guys, bruv. He looked timid even last night against Al Hilal. He's one of them guys. Take him out of that Real Madrid team with them 10 Galacticos around him. Mbappe, Bellingham, Vinny Jr., his 3 colleagues in attack. Take them away from him, bruv, and give him a bit of Havertz, a bit of Odegaard, and a bit of Trossard, yeah? I don't think this cunt's that good anymore. Bros, that's really panicking the life out of me. So what I've been told is Liverpool have got further money in the bank. I've heard a crazy rumour that they're willing to pay 150 for Isaac, but paying 50 million this summer, 50 million next summer, then 50 million the summer after. So basically 150 mil, 50 million a time, Craig. If that was to be true, why can't Arsenal put 50 million pounds on the table for Alexander this evening? I'm not saying it is true. Or story number 2 of Liverpool is they badly want a winger of supreme class. Because Darwin Núñez fell in there last year. Diaz fell in there last year. I'm hearing Rafael Leao. I heard they wanted to enter the Nico Williams race. But again, where he's such a mug, he just wants Barcelona. I'm going to send a little tip out there for you all tonight. I don't think Barcelona, they're going to fuck him like they've done to the Wolverhampton midfielder, who's now at Al Hilal, I think, funny enough, Ruben Neves. As he said, I turned down Arsenal and Liverpool in the knowledge that Barcelona had agreed a £31 million deal for me at the end of the season. He goes, it never materialised. I had to stay at Wolves again. He goes, then I went to Al Hilal. Doesn't sound like sour grapes, does it? Guys, do be liking and do be subscribing if we're new. Liverpool want Gahey. If they go for a left back, right back, and a centre back, bruv, they've already got their goalkeeper, Mavs. They've already got Florian Wirtz, Frimpong, Kirkaz, Gahey, bruv. Talk about, let's get the defence straight. Gahey and Van Dijk's a good little partnership as well. There could be truth in that. Liverpool haggled him though. He's got a year left on his deal. Yeah, it's boiling, girl. I've been on a meltdown all day. Do be liking and do be subscribing. Shout out to all my real ones. Let's get the stream out there one more time. Not forget getting the stream out there. Let's get in some news. Thomas Partey says the UK, London is the best city, the best place to live on earth. But I must do what's right for my family. It looks like Thomas Partey could leave the football club. Benjamin Sesko, £88.5 million, 62 million for cash. Do it as a drug deal on tick, 88.5. Zubimendi, 60 to 65 million. A deal, again, if it is completed, will be done on a drug deal style basis, will be done on tick. UE, I'm going into the players I want. I've got Xavi Simon's news as well. Arsenal are looking at Chelsea winger Noni Maduka, £50 million. Keep an eye on the Pedro Neto and Christopher Nkunku situation. Kepa, still not done to Arsenal. Rafinha, if Barcelona would do a deal on tick, Arsenal would enter the debate for the Brazilian tipped to be Ballon d'Or winner this year. Rafinha, formerly of Leeds United. If Arsenal would be prepared to pay up to £95 million, as long as it was done on a drug deal style basis, on tick, pay the money later. Gerkeles, Arsenal knew and played me. They knew the money I wanted. They spoke to my agents all summer. I thought the deal was done. Gyökeres now seems to close down and move to Arsenal. Crystal Palace tell Arsenal and Chelsea Football Club it's £14 million for Mark Gahey. UE has just informed me Liverpool are in the race. Who? Morgan Rod, there's the one. I've been told also, I've been tipped off, if Arsenal don't have the window they want, and Aston Villa haven't signed the players they want, financial fair play, and blah, 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 not only Ollie Watkins, we will definitely consider a £50 million move for Morgan Rogers, but this wouldn't be until the last week or two of the window. I've also heard another rumour, an Arsenal cash injection from Qatar today. I'm not going to comment. I don't know how true it is. I will get back to you on tomorrow's 10 p.m. live. Liverpool Football Club. Could it be Rafael Leao? Could it be Alexander Isak next? I'm hearing a crazy rumour. £150 million deal. Isak to Liverpool, £50 million, £50 million next season, £50 million the season after. If true, Newcastle would, in fact, go for Victor Gyökeres. Crystal Palace are closing on a deal for Osman Diamonde, the Sporting CP centre-back, left-footed. Florian Wirtz has completed his medical at Liverpool, £116.5 million. The deal is all done. Sterling to Man United, that is WB's rumour. I couldn't see it. The only way Sterling gets another big club is if Chelsea release him on a free contract. Messi scores at the Club World Cup this evening. Yuri, I think this is my window. Gahey, Kepa, Sesko, Zubimendi. So 50, I'm going to say 70 there, 120, 125 Kepa, 160 with Gahey. Then I'm just looking for a winger. I've spent 160 million. Gahey, Sesko, Zubimendi, and Kepa. I now need a winger, bruvs. Ardegaler. But I would go for Rafinha. But with him scoring like 25 goals and getting like 18 assists last season, would Barcelona consider selling a guy that's hotly tipped to win the Ballon d'Or this year? Not so sure. What brilliant money. But everyone knows how to sell apart from Arsenal. Hazard to Luke 40 mil. Nunes to Saudi 60 mil. Isaac money pretty much there. Wow. They got 11 already for Carragher, or 11 up front from Brentford. Fuck me. Fuck me. And that other guy that we were linked with, the Portuguese prick, Jota, he's on the way out as well. They've overpriced him at the moment. They thought he was worth for 50 mil. They'll get 32.7 from a Saudi club. Guys, do be like and do be subscribing if we're new. Gahey would be a good signing at Arsenal. I can't lie. Kepa. Madueke wouldn't be the worst. I'd rather that than Pedro Neto, I do believe. Sesko, Zubimendi. Xavi Simons. Available at £90 million. Man United have been alerted. Man United are also looking at Callum Hudson-Odoi, the former Chelsea winger. Man United are ready to spend £50 million on Callum Hudson-Odoi. Newcastle have been also linked with a move for Xavi Simons today, but at £90 million. I don't believe what happened. And Nico Williams, could he about to become the new Ruben Neves? Promises from Club Barcelona. And let's see if Club Barcelona even sign him. I hope he stays at Atletico Bilbao for another season. And I hope he has another shit season. Little cunt. But in that, I'm saying all that. Arsenal probably never, well, we know they've never bid for him. Do you know what I mean? But guys, do be liking and do be subscribing if we're new. 25 minutes down. Shouts out to Thierry up in the building. He is wearing the same kit as Daddy as well. Thierry, 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 Thierry. Shouts out to the real one. Shouts out to Closer. Fucking laugh there, but that fucking one. She's one of the good people left on earth. Who's with me, guys? We started off with a bit of a boom. 14, 15, 16 of us here. We're getting a bit more quieter. Or is it some pagans just watching me, fellow YouTubers, grabbing a bit of news and like, all right, shit. He reckons this and that about Sesko, Zubimendi. Hold on, Kepa 5 mil, Lil sent about 25 mil. If you could get Gahey at 35, considering he's in the last 12 months of his contract, wouldn't you go Gahey? Zubimendi 60 million installments. Almost 70 mil. That sounds like another Lakonga. Gurka is 60, Madueke 50. This Madueke, he's got a lot of potential, bros. Like, this isn't the usual silly signing we make from Chelsea. And why? Who do they want again? There's a reason why they're saying Madueke. Well, Madueke can go because he come through their system. And that's how Man City and Chelsea make their money these days, is by selling their academy products. Chelsea, Man City, I think, are about to sell that striker. Oh, the one that's looked half decent. He scored as well a couple of times towards the back end of the season. But Kepa, Lille centre back, never seen him, 25 mil. Zubimendi, 60. I'm going to say 20, Agumi. Gyökeres, 60. Maduti, 50. For everything you've said of both these footballers, roughly around the same age, who would you take? Galera at 50 mil or Maduti at 50 mil? Or Neto at 50 mil? I take Galera all day long. Did you see Yildiz for Juventus today? Right-footed, bang, outside the box. Lots of technique. Seriously. Zubimendi, guys, Arsenal fans, keep saying it's done. I reckon on that July the 5th, the 10th, it will come out a little bit more clear at what's going on with Zubi. Sesko, will it be or will it not be? Thomas Partey, Arsenal basically said sign or leave. Arsenal are looking at Chelsea players, Maduki, Kepa, Neto, Christopher Nkunku. Gyökeres slams Arsenal. You knew of my interest. You knew I wanted you. You knew I wanted you over Man United. You knew you was my dream club. Crystal Palace tells Arsenal and Chelsea in particular, as he wants to stay in London, it's £40 million as soon as for Mark Gahey, as soon as Diamonde is over the line. And if Arsenal have a shit window, don't be surprised if we run for Ollie Watkins and Morgan Rogers come at the last 7 to 10 days of the window. Shouts out to you, Yui. Bro, the first 6 fixtures, let me try and remember them. Man U away. Imagine Man U with Gyökeres, Cunha, and Mbumo. I'm not saying. What? Hold on. I don't know. Bro. You're getting terrorized by a catis. You need to buy a Loco, bro. Loco eats cats. Sorry, any cat lovers. Why does my phone always go nuts at 10 p.m.? Shout out to Zen Juma. You shouldn't. What? It was a broadcast, mate. Do you like new subscribing people? Maduki, would that be the worst signing for you guys? Again, Chelsea are no fools, and they're not going to let Arsenal have their best players. But for financial fair play reasons, Chelsea would sell Maduki this summer. I know this factually. Kepa, they just don't want him around. I did hear some crazy talk because they're trying to sell their other goalkeepers. If they get a bid for Sanchez from Brighton, that there would be a massive U-turn on the Kepa. UE, is that why we haven't signed Kepa yet? I've heard Chelsea could insist that he stays. I can't see that happening. I think he earns quite a lot of dough at Chelsea. Sesko, 250 grand a week is the price that his agent said that has been agreed with Arsenal if the deal was to go through. See, where I didn't want Gyökeres, and I've never wanted him, because even look at the Portuguese team tonight getting smashed up by Lionel Messi. He's about 49. All right, 37, 38. Yeah, I'm just not sure about Portuguese teams like FC Porto. Only Arsenal struggle against FC Porto, but I was Sporting Lisbon or Sporting CP. They sell every season, bros, whether it's the Fabio Vieiras. You know what I mean? What happens to that blowjob Fabio Vieira? We're just going to send him straight back there on loan, aren't we? We're shit. And I'm not saying Gyökeres wouldn't bang for us. I'm just saying, if I had to choose between Victor Gyökeres and Benjamin Sesko, there's something about Sesko's overall play that I take over Victor Gyökeres. Sesko's the type of guy, I reckon, he could come to Arsenal, have 7 games, not score no goals in the first 7 games, but still be confident enough in his own ability and eventually sort of come through, if that makes any sense to you, yeah? Gyökeres is the type of guy, if he comes to Arsenal, as unlikely as it is, in the first 6-8 games, and we have got difficult fixtures, scores none, and he does start before Havertz, you'll find Havertz will displace him, dislodge him, he'll go as the backup striker, Havertz will be back in the team as a number 9. That there could break Victor Gyökeres' confidence and his heart. Even though I think they've both got massive upper body strength, they're both pretty much built for the Premier League. Sesko's 22, just turned. Gyökeres is 27, just turned. I think Sesko, basically, in a nutshell, guys, he's got the more Danny attitude, the Danny AFC attitude. The fuck you. He's got the fuck you inside him. And he doesn't score if he scores 5 or 50 a season. He believes that he's the dog's bollocks. Do you know what I mean? And he's confident in his own ability. And I think he is the more sounder signing for Arsenal Football Club. I don't know why. I reckon if we paid cash, you get him for about 60, 65, the sort of same as Gyökeres. The reason why we probably won't go for Gyökeres, bros, is because the Sporting CP president has already hinted. If I don't get my 84 million, which is written contractually for the player, I do want this deal done in cash. Why do you think Man United have gone Cunha? Why do you think Man United have gone in Boomo? It's not only Arsenal trying to do the drug deal, the tick. Do you know what I mean? Who did Sesko play for before RB? I'm not sure. It could have been someone like Salzburg. Fucking Google the geezer. It could have been Salzburg. Somewhere quite close. He's one of them guys, bros. He's got an agent here that... Do you know they map out the career, right? We're going here for a couple of years. Do you know like the way Haaland, basically, it was like, we're going to go here. We're going to go to Dortmund. Then we're going to go City. He had his release clause. He signed a new deal. His release clause is gone. Blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? A lot of players have their futures sort of discussed at length when they're young. And Benjamin Sesko, his agent has said on more than one occasion, like, we've known our personal plan for a while. It would only be a special club with special morals. Like, we're not going to go to a club like, I don't know. I don't want to say Chelsea because, God forbid, touch wood, he probably will join Chelsea tomorrow. Like, I don't think he wants to go to a club that signs everyone and then sends people alone and fucks around with people. And then Chelsea wouldn't give him over 100 grand. I don't know if Chelsea pay him brown envelopes. Then they want a 17-year deal that sort of ties the player down. So if he does well, he's tied. If he does shit, obviously he doesn't earn 250 grand a week. Like the Chilwells, the Sterlings, who obviously they will at some point get rid of this season. What's boring? Yeah, you're probably looking for more of that sort of Jeremy Kyle shit that does happen on the stream sometimes. This is just straight football talk here, mate. So I don't know what you're looking for, Pegs. I think Salzburg. I don't really know. You gonna let me know? But I do go Benjamin Sesko over Victor Gyökeres. If Isaac could be done at 50 million now, that's very difficult because even though I said something to you about Eze the other day and you slightly run with it in a wrong way, I think I was just putting about Eze at his age. Bro, he hasn't got millions of years to waste time. He's 26. I didn't realize it was. I'm not saying that's old. Like, to not be an England international, to sort of, with all respect, still be sort of fucking around like at Palace, la la la. I know there's a reason. I believe he hasn't been consistent enough at Palace, doesn't score enough, doesn't assist enough. But at a better club, surely. Let's just say he was in a front four with Odegaard, Saka, and Sesko. He might become a lot better player. Is Eze. It's very difficult. Madueke, I've liked him on a few occasions. Did he get a hat-trick for England? I was talking about him. I spoke about Madueke about this time last summer. I was like, Chelsea are going to get rid of this kid, blah, blah, blah. He's good. And we buy rejects from Chelsea. Here's one I'll take a risk on. So I've had my eye on Madueke for quite a while. I like him. He impressed me at times for Chelsea last year. I think he's a very good footballer. Is he worth 15 mil? I'm not so sure. It puts the 20 million pound that Sancho will probably join Borussia Dortmund for into a much clearer light of perspective. But for me, Sancho will go to Germany. He'll bang. He didn't bang for me at Chelsea or Man United. I do get worried about players, even if they're English, that are playing in Germany. And I am looking forward to the day Jude Bellingham, if he has the bollocks, comes to the Premier League. Because this is a different league for him. As I said, take 10 Galacticos of Real Madrid away and you're playing Granada one week and you're playing Les Palmas the week after. Bellingham can look good, so can Rodrigo. Brother, do you see UE? I love you. Do you see? Right, 26. Which I signed Ellis. Yeah, I know, bruvs. But he was another one, bruvs. Piss balling around like Are you gonna blow? Are you not gonna blow? Like, are you ready to blow? Are you ready to go? Like, Alessia, as I said, bros, again, he was very frustrating for me. Like, I love him as a footballer. But yeah, very frustrating. And again, is it the Bundesliga making him look brilliant news? Sesko played 76 games, 26 goals for Salzburg. I knew it was Salzburg. I'm a dog's bollocks. So, bro, in that it shows you he isn't prolific. I believe he would score more goals in Portugal. I'm not saying as many as Victor Gyökeres. I think Victor Gyökeres is a bit of a more of a direct striker. This guy's got a bit more of a trick in him. He's more than a number 9. I said this to Yui the very first time, and this was over a year ago when he asked me an opinion. And then Yui knows a professional footballer who does play in Germany. And this guy told Yui, word for word, exactly what I said. He's a guy that's tricky, all the potential in the world. He's just got a load of different tricks in him, Sesko. I do reckon he could struggle at any Premier League team for a season or two. I think upper body strength-wise, brain-wise, I think he's got it. He's got a wonderful first touch on him. He's a very clever footballer. He's the sort of guy that does the unordinary. Like, if he thought the keeper was off his line, he's the type that will try and lob him from the halfway line. He believes in his own ability thoroughly. And again, if it's a choice between Victor Gyökeres, who has played for 3 English clubs and not been great at none of them, and none of them are Premier League teams, or a 22-year-old and had just turned in the last few days, 22-year-old Benjamin Sesko. My heart says Sesko all day. I don't want Zubimendi. I think Skelly's a better left-footed central midfielder. I don't know why he's probably going to start the season at left-back. I wonder what happens with Calafiore. I believe Timber starts at right-back, but then is Benny Blanco up for sale? I believe if Leeds United come in at 30 mil right now, we would sell Benny Blanco, that's Benny White basically, to Leeds United and try and get some of that 50 mil back. Because remember, Arteta can't get not a profit. He can't even get the money that he lays out for players. He won't get 35 mil for Vieira, won't get 50 million pounds for Ben White. There's only 2 players at this club out of the 30, 33, 34 he signed. There's only 2 that we can get a profit for. One is Gabriel and one is Erdegaard. Martinelli had nothing to do with. Sakri had nothing to do with. Saliba had nothing to do with. I reckon Man United get Emi Martinez. Can't believe Donnarumma said he would play for them, but it would cost 500 grand a week. That's what I mean, bro. Sesko ain't prolific, but maybe with better players around him. He's had a few good players at RB like Leipzig though, like the Xavi Simonses, and he's had a few. I can't remember on the top of my head. So I don't know. Liverpool, major players, guys. Kirke's done. Frimpong done. Rert's done. I hear it could be Isaac or possibly a top-class winger next. Rafael Leao, Isaac. Crystal Palace are closing in on Osman Diamande. Is his name Osman? Osmende, I think. Osmende Diamande. Rights to Liverpool, done. Sterling. Will he have his contract ripped up at Chelsea this summer? What about Ben Chilwell? Messi scores at the Club World Cup. Makes the Portuguese team look dumb. All eyes on Victor Gyökeres. Gahey. £40 million is the price. Has been touted to Newcastle, Arsenal and Chelsea Football Club for the Crystal Palace centre-back who could be on his way out. Thomas Partey says, the Premier League, England, London is the ideal place, but I must do what's right for me financially and my family. Sesko, £85 million on tick. 88.5 million pounds on tick. Zubimendi, £65 million on tick. Arsenal still trying to get the deals over the line. Arsenal could go for Chelsea left winger Noni Madueke. Kepa still not done. Word on road is they want to see if they can get 20 mil or anything close to that 25 mil they paid for Sanchez, and then there'll be a U-turn and Kepa would stay. Rafinha, if Barcelona would do the deal on tick, let's say they did buy Nico Williams, they've got Dani Olmo. If they would do a deal on tick, Arsenal would bid up to £90 million for Rafinha. Gyökeres wanted Arsenal. They have mugged me off. We agreed terms. They've played me all summer, all at the end of last season. Palace tell Arsenal and Chelsea have just said it's 40 million for Mark Gahey. Morgan Rogers. Arsenal could make a bid in the last week for the Aston Villa attacking mid. Sesko 13 goals, 86. So again, just on the 1 in 2, bruvs. And remember, that could be 1 in 5 in the Premier League, bruvs. This is in Germany, he gets 1 in 2. Or just on the 1 in 2. 1 in every 2.2 games. I think the Bundesliga is a lot tougher league, bruvs. Than Portugal. And Sesko has played in England, bros. Sorry, I mean, Gyökeres has played in England. Bros, we've been trying to do that for fucking months. Just no one will give us 70 mil. That's the problem. There's only one team that I reckon will give us 60 mil for him in world football. He's got a bit of a fucking Ben White situation going on with Edu, innit? And he does count towards financial fair play. Because even though he's Brazilian, he comes through our ranks. But Buzz, you talk about system player quite a lot. And even though he doesn't score an assist, bro, like if we'd have brought Nico Williams in and dashed out my man, that work rate is gone, bros. You know, Martinelli gives it for 95 minutes every single game. And I really appreciate him for that. I just want goals and assists from the little bastard. Save some of that energy. But he's a system player, bros. And he applies to that sort of Arteta code. This is the problem with buying another winger. Arda Güler, I'm not saying he's lazy. Physically, like imagine if he has to come on the left or right wing for Arsenal. My man wants him to do a Mazza up and down the wing, bros. You know what I mean? You know, the inverted bit when, you know what I mean? When Skelly breaks into the centre mid, he goes this way, like. Martinelli gets all of this shit now, bros. He had to. Do you know what I mean? Or he was out at Arsenal. But yeah, Nottingham Forest is one of the only teams that I think that I'd pay a good amount of money, especially if they was terrorised and they had Callum Hudson-Odoi took off, and Man United linked for him today. So if Callum Hudson was to go, Callum Hudson-Odoi or Morgan Gibbs White, whatever his name is, Morgan Gibbs, let's just call him Gibbs White. If either of them went, I could definitely see a move for Martinelli. And remember, he doesn't even count like a foreigner to them. He counts like as an English geezer because he's been here, the EU team, over 5 years. Wow. Do you think I should be there? You're going to have to get onto me on the blower about that. I want to know. I want to know. We're not going to fucking just bring out the away kit tomorrow, are we? Because that will definitely be the end of June or early July. I can't remember what day it was, when it come out. Could it be Skelly and Wari, the Haylanders' new deals? Because it's gone quiet on both of them. Arsenal fans thought that was done months ago. And we've heard even the Fabrizio Romano, we're going to the German. Even though Arsenal are very confident that the Louis Skelly wants to stay, the talk is Real Madrid are keeping an eye on the situation, as the Louis Skelly, his contract is running low. Would you take mine? Nah, because they're the same player, bros. Just slightly different fucking Argentina, Brazil, just very, bros, they're carbon copies of each other. Both, all the potential in the world, both very frustrating. Garnacho's got maybe 3 years over him to get to where Martinelli's at now. Garnacho probably is at where Martinelli is now. The thing is, though, Garnacho seems to have a bit of mouth, a bit of Bentner-ish, Lord Bentner, Nicholas Bentner, believes in his own talent more than maybe Amore slightly does. But he has made it very public. He doesn't want Italy and he doesn't want Napoli. He wants a Premier League move. And it's London he wants. Now, Chelsea have been linked. Don't be surprised if Arsenal jump in. I don't understand the question. Would I swap Garnacho with Martinelli? Because no, I think they're the same sort of player. I don't believe there's a significant difference on the left wing next year. I reckon you lose a bit of that system player and work rate. And if you trust in Amore, which I don't, the Man United manager, obviously, it's because this boy doesn't fit into his system. He's not a system player, if you like. Guys, 45 and a half minutes down. Do be liking, do be subscribing. Thomas Partey has made it very clear. It's Arsenal I want. It's London I want. Everyone that's involved with me, my family, my agents, we all want Arsenal. A deal is not done. I reckon he leaves. Sesko, £85 million. Drug deal. Pick. Zubimendi, £65 million. Drug deal. Pick. Arsenal consider Madueke because Chelsea will do tick to Arsenal. Kepa, could there be a U-turn if Sanchez is sold? Keep an eye on Christopher Nkunku and Pedro Neto's situation at Chelsea. Rafinha, Arsenal would be willing to spend, I hear, up to £80-90 million if it could be done on tick. I take it Rodrigo, we want on tick as well. Gurkler has wanted Arsenal. He feels mugged off. Gurkler has now closes down, move to Arsenal. As it's now coming out and appears in the washing that when Sporting CP and Gurkler's agents put it on Arsenal and said, right, just bid for the player, the deal's done with us. We haven't bid. Allegedly, this was 2 weeks ago. Crystal Palace have told Arsenal and Chelsea Football Club it's £40 million for Mark Gahey. Morgan Rogers, if Arsenal have a stinker of a window, do not be surprised, guys. If we start trying to throw money at Aston Villa, financial fair play, Morgan Rogers would be handy, as in the money in for Villa, even though it'd be a kick in the bollocks for Emre, because I do rate Morgan Rogers. Word on road is they'll be forced to sell him at around the £50 million mark. Liverpool, Rafael Leao or Alexander Isaac next. Kirkes done. Frimpong done. Apparently interested in Gahey, the goalkeeper, done from last season. And of course, Florian Wirtz. Palace close in on Osman Diamonde, the Sporting CP centre-back. Wirtz to Liverpool done. Sterling, will he have his contract ripped up at Chelsea this summer? Now, he is unwilling to just rip up a contract unless Chelsea pay him the whole of the 2 years. Chelsea are unwilling to do that. Xavi Simons would be available at £19 million. If I don't get a good shopping window this time, I'm not wasting time on this pathetic club. But as I say this every year, I say I'm not going to buy the home top, the away top, the third top. I'm not going to buy the training merchandise. I end up breaking it and buying it. Don't know. But you have to ask yourself, would they have won the FA Cup without Gahey? And for the first time, well, it was the first time they ever won a trophy. But for the first time in their history, Buzz, they won a trophy. And for the first time in their history, they're going to go into a European competition. I'd sacrifice 15 million for an FA Cup, the first ever trophy in the club. Remember, everyone that was in that game that day is now a Crystal Palace legend. It's their first ever trophy, bro. And they've never, obviously, if you've never won a trophy, you've never played European football before. Crystal Palace have never played fucking Europa League, Conference League, Wanker League, Spursy League, Totty League, Pro League, Semi-Pro, Hard-On League, any of it. So, to be honest with you, I applaud Crystal Palace. Mark Gahey makes them tick at the back. I mean, they're the same player. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I've just said a minute ago when you first asked this question here. I said I wouldn't trade them because I believe they're the same player. Martinelli a few years older now. Both frustrating. Both don't score enough, don't assist enough. But Garnacho says he ain't leaving the Premier League if he's forced out of Man United. I get you, WB. Maybe they believed he would sign a new deal. He's in the last year of his contract now. I can't believe with 2 years left of his contract, they turned down 55 mil. I just don't believe the 55 mil was up front from Palace. It was probably 20 mil and then 35 in add-ons. Exactly. Those won't go here, is they? Would they be... This is the only thing. Thomas Frank has never had significant money to spend yet. We know he's a great coach and a great man manager. Does he spend money well? I heard they are in the debate for Mbumo. But they've only had him 1 year. Is it financial fair play issues at Atletico Madrid? Why are they going to sell him? I don't understand why they would sell him. They bought him for 82 mil. So unless they get a bid of like 150 mil, Alexander Isaac money, like what do you think makes Atletico sell? Do you think they just want 82 back for him? Like, what do you think the score is here? Bros, we're going to get linked with a couple of Atletico Madrid players because of Andrea Berto. Remember? Pablo Barrios. Still never seen him play for them or fucking play for Spain at any kind of level. So this Pablo Barrios is fucking as irrelevant to me as Martin Bastard Zuba fucking Wankstein Mendy. I'm not excited by this expected signing by Arsenal Football Club. Sesko just turned 22. He's got a trick in this boy. I like him. I'd take him over Gyökeres all day long. Bollocks. Watkins just about to turn 30. It depends how much, bros. Because I'd rather try and activate Harry Kane's release clause. Because I know which one of them scores me 30 goals next season. I know which one of them doesn't get many injuries. I know which one of them has never run fast. He just scores goals. That's Harry Kane. At 2 years, it depends. If Ollie Watkins is about to turn 30 and my guy's a year older than him, I pay a touch more and go and try and get Harry Kane back to England. Probably the number. I'll probably just call him by his number for a little while. Unless he plays well and impresses me. Mourinho, I've still never seen him have a good game. I'm never going to like the geezer. It was irrelevant. Last year of his contract, 32.5 mil. Like, we could have spoke to him in January if we thought it was that necessary. I promise you, Skelly's a better central midfielder than Mourinho at 18. Zubi. Zubimendi. Zubimandem. I don't know. What number is he going to get at the club? What number's available? Don't know, don't care. Fuck Zubimendi. Don't even know what number he plays at. Who else looking at? I'll do something mad. Give him the number 9 or 10 shirt. I'd take that all day long. Only thing is with Sesko as well, we don't know if he can spend money. He hasn't really spent money at Como. He's made smart signings though. And he's made central midfielders, better central midfielders. I've got my eye all over what he's doing at Como, bros. Trust me. Do you know what I mean? He's in the running for the Inter Milan job. But from what I've been told is, I think though, him and, is it Henry possibly? I think they both have a little owner stake in this club. So I think it's going to take a special project, as you would say, to make Cesc leave Como. Like, he ain't Italian. He's obviously loyal to Como. I mean, he's had a couple of offers. Allegedly, Bayer Leverkusen wanted Cesc over Eric Ten Hag. They did get Eric Ten Hag. No, he went. Yeah, they did get Eric Ten Hag. So, I don't know. Cesc said he's in definitely no hurry to leave Italy. He's in the middle of an education. You know what I mean? He's making a team punch well above their weight. Didn't he get them promoted? They're expected to get relegated. And they got some very good results last year. Fought out some very hard fought draws, lost games in the last few minutes, you know what I mean? Very unluckily. Yeah, Cesc, he's got a footballing brain, innit? And I believe Skelly would be a central midfielder if Cesc was there. And a fucking good central midfielder at that. And you know I'm never a liar. If he comes in and bangs away at Man United and he's on fire, I just seen him play against Man United twice last year. I thought it was pathetic in both games. I'm going to use the word pathetic. 2 out of 10 at Old Trafford, 3 out of 10 in Sociedad. One to Kevin. Kevin, I hear 1 more year in Ukraine, Russia, and then Premier League. West Ham level, Burnley. And then if he bangs for one of them, bruvs, West Brom, Sheffield United. Oh, bro, it's a £72 million move to Arsenal. £72 million, Kevin. When you could have him for €9 million right now. Guys, do be liking, do be subscribing. We have 5 emotional minutes left of this stream. Shout out to Thierry in the building. Kudos. Fiddy. Yeah, I told you this exclusively. He was offered to Chelsea, very strangely, 2 weeks ago at £51 million. Now, Chelsea rejected the chance, even though they seriously thought about it allegedly. I don't know what the deal is. It was just Chelsea that got offered him. Now it's been upgraded to the Arsenals, the Liverpools, certain teams in Spain. And I've heard it's gone down by a few million as well. I've heard it's now £45 million to get Mohamed Kudus. I don't know why, especially with the Paqueta situation. And I'm hearing the FA, FIFA, and the world really want to throw the book at this fucker Paqueta. Like, it was very cheeky what he done. But Ivan Toney's, Tonali, Newcastle United, they've done worse for me. They've bet against their own club. I don't know every detail. This geezer manipulated Premier League referees. Obviously, from as I know the story, there's a town in Brazil called Paqueta, funny enough. And 6 people from this town in Paqueta, all at the start of the season, had massive, huge bets on Paqueta getting exactly 9 yellow cards. Now remember, a few of them were very natural at the start of the season, blah, blah, blah. Only 3 of these, or 4 of these yellow cards were investigated. A few come towards the end of the season. One where he just grabs the ball, gets a yellow card, and he laughs to himself. I don't know. It is very bait. But 6 people had massive, and I'm not talking £20, massive bets on Paqueta getting 9 yellow cards in the Premier League. He got 9 yellow cards in the Premier League. That is brilliant news. That is brilliant news. But they will have Florian Wirtz. They'll have Frimpong down the right, bruvs. Do you know what I mean? They'll have Kirkes bombing down the left. And bruvs, they could have Isaac, Hugo, and Quintica up front. And I've heard if the sales go their way, Jota, Nunes, even Andy Robertson to Atletico Madrid, high earners. It could be 2 more players, Isaac, Rafael Leao. Imagine Rafael Leao, Wirtz, and Isaac joining a club in one window. It sounds far-fetched to me. It sounds like Man City and Chelsea all over again. All I can think is with that, they're going to make as many sales as possible. Kwanzaa or whatever has come through the youth academy at Liverpool. So if that is £40 million to Leverkusen, that's all money for financial fair play. Is it? Maybe I'm releasing a kit tomorrow. Don't know who this is. I've just been asked a random football question. Madrid zone. Oh, wow. Oh, that's hard. This might be our kit next season, bros. Don't worry. Because that's what Adidas do. They just swap everywhere. They take the badge off and just swap around. Someone, you see that training top that I was wearing the other day, the purple and everything? A team in France is now using that this year. Obviously with their respective badge on it. Guys, do be liking, do be subscribing. We've got a minute left of the stream. Any final thoughts? Is a cash injection from Guatar? Is this true? I just see a mad rumour at literally 2 minutes to 10. I will chase this up. Arsenal investment. Rumour and word on road is it could make an extraordinary end to the window. Rafinha, Isaac. I don't even believe it for half a minute, let alone 5, 10 or 15. But guys, as usual, thank you for everyone that's been here. Huey, you are the man of the match. Splendid to have you back on such fine form. If Arsenal's window do fuck up, bros, do expect Premier League business. Aston Villa, Morgan Rogers, Ollie Watkins. Signings like this. If there is no Sesko or no winger in the club. I take it Morgan Rogers will play on the wing next year. Could Martinelli go Nottingham Forest? And we get some money? And that counts the financial fair play, Martinelli, remember? Because we got him at 16. Stranger things have happened. Nottingham Forest, are you going to bid for Gabriel Martinelli? Guys, once again, I'd like to say peace, God blessings to you all. Please be liking the video. Please, please, please be subscribing if you're new. Shouts out to Craftopia. The pictures on the wall. Link is in the description. Shouts out to Ali himself. He's a fucking legend. Shouts out to all my real ones. Shouts out to Loco Dem Dog. Shouts out to RB. I'll see you tomorrow. And of course, shouts out to the King Thierry, who is up in the building. Guys, peace out. God bless. I'll catch you tomorrow. Please like, please be subscribed, guys. And I will be downloading videos. And I will be doing a lot of lives from the Club World Cup. Thierry's here, 2 a.m. Could I do Bafuto go and watch Igor Jesus versus Paris Saint-Germain at 2 a.m. tonight? Who knows? Stranger things have happened. But at 11 p.m., I'm going to go watch that game right now because that's just kicking off. Club. Oh, then let's go and have a look. Who is playing? Who is the 11 p.m. game? I've forgotten. Seattle Sounders versus Club Atletico Madrid. Let me just see if I can find this game real quick. Where was I? What was I looking for? Oh, yeah. Oh, I've gone to the wrong. Oh, let's just try this link. Club World Cup, Club World Cup, Club World Cup. Hold on, this channel just loading. Let's just try that again. It's a bit curious. Alright, let's duck out of this link. So I'll never be defeated. I just want to see if it looks like a lively game. And that gives me my feeling if I want to go live or even stay live. Because you got to party hard. Fine. Ah, I didn't know this side had a club. Oh no. This hasn't got a Club World Cup channel, but let me have a look. In for a penny, in for a pound. Hussein, take care, my brother. Love you always, bros. Free Palestine, always. Here we go, I found it. Seattle Sounders now. Club Atletico Madrid now. Oh, Thierry's coughing. Let me check on Thierry. Hello, my TTs. Coco's playing. I think Sorleth is up front. There's no Alvarez in the team. No Alvarez for Atletico Madrid tonight. But it is Seattle Seattle Sounders. Brian something, Schmitzer, was it? Is their head coach? Let me go and look at the Atletico Madrid team. I can't see Alvarez. All right. Let me just check the lineups. Oh, fuck off, Danny. Lineup. So sorry. Oblak is in goal. That French guy, Lenon Monde, linked to Man United. Jimenez, Lorente, and Galan is the defence. Barrios is playing. Koke, Rodrigo de Paul, and Simeone in midfield. Sorleth and Alvarez are both up front. It seems to be a 4-4-2. Interesting. I want to watch Alvarez. And I also want to look at Barrios. So, guys, I might the stream. I could be back at 2 a.m. PSG versus the Brazilian team. Igor Jesus' team. Igor Jesus allegedly turned down Forest. But guys, peace out. God bless y'all. I'll see you later on. Peace.